Hey, welcome everyone. Eloise, Buttercup, aka Nicole. How's it going?
It's going great.
I'm hanging in there with
Cool,
coffee.
cool. And obviously, Thomas is here. Right mindset. What's everyone?
I made him come. I was like, you better get on.
I hope
You
he's
better be in the comment section.
I hope he's also subscribed. So where is Emma? Eloise, I'm just going through. Would you guys like to do an intro? I think it's important that we do intros. Eloise, shall we start with you?
Hi out there, it's me, Eloise Barr. I am a new author with debut novel. Whoop, there's my camera. Historical fantasy novel, Maiden of Artemis, book one in a series that I'm working on. And I also have a channel called Eloise Barr Writes, which is linked in the description below. And I post videos about my journey in publishing and all that other chaotic nonsense. So, hi, happy to be here.
Cool. Thank you for being here. Actually, I'm never sure. I invite people, and I'm like, oh, I don't know if they're gonna say yes. But I'm
I
really
will
happy
always
that
say
it's
yes to
yes.
you, Andy. You're great.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. And Nicole, thank you for joining us. Would you like to do your intro?
Oh, yes. Well, I'm Nicole Pierman, also Nicole Brown. Nicole Brown is a pen name that I obviously don't hide. It's all for urban fantasy. And then everything else goes under Nicole Pierman. And I also have a YouTube channel. It's actually more booktube. I would say 90% booktube, 10% authortube. And that's Nicole's Bookish Nook. And you can find all my stuff on Amazon.
Cool. So feel free to plug a link. I don't have links to your books. I'm so sorry. I'm a terrible host. But if you guys have links to your books,
Horrible.
please feel free. I'm terrible. But yeah, let's say hi to everyone in the chat. So Thomas, Richard is here. Oh, look, Eloise is also in the chat. What a surprise.
Wow. Also,
Emma's here.
I've got my chat with my keyboard over here, so if I'm like looking off to the side, it's because I'm talking to, probably telling Richard to stop it.
Yes, Richard, behave. Oh, look, as though by some kind of, you know, I don't know, brainwave thing, Emma said, Richard, behave. And let's see if Richard actually does behave today. We shall see. Um,
Unlikely.
will will I share that very rude joke? Oh yeah, actually, please feel free. Please feel free to share. Only if it's funny. Yes, exactly. But yeah, let's try and tinkle tinkle. Um, excuse me. Yeah, Richard is excused. And Leslie, hi, good to see you. I need to take off run errands. Cool, thank you. Hug the like button, thank you. SD is here, or was here. I don't know if she's still here, but 3 years SD's been on YouTube, and she just finished streaming, where she shared her like data on some book reviews services that she's used. It's really interesting, actually. You should absolutely check that video out. I've used a few of them, but I haven't used a few of them as well, so I'm gonna have to check that out.
Cool.
Rita is here. Hi, Rita. Hi, is everyone? Why is Eloise the only one with the torn photos on the thumbnail? You know what? I didn't think about that. um, I might have to go back and change the thumbnail. So,
When
Naughty Andy.
I saw it, and at first glance, I was like, is that Arizona? Is he like putting us in the states that he thinks that we're in? And then, but
no,
Nicole's just in a square, so I was like, oh, okay.
no, it wasn't intentional. It was just I think it was a template
It's
from
okay.
I think it was a template on Canva.
I'm edgy.
I swap things out, right? No, you good, you good. Cool Gamer's here. Hi, how's it going? Yeah, where is Thomas? Kind of disappeared. Keiko is here. Hi, Keiko, who's in Germany. And Mr. Santiago. Hi, Adrian. I'm at work, but on 15-minute break, so let's talk. Cool, yeah, we are gonna have a chat. Oh my God, Richard. Ay, ay, ay.
Yeah, is it family friendly today, Andy?
Yes, it is. We are going to try and keep the chat as family friendly as we can. Actually, that is a good question. Richard's actually got a good question today. Eloise, is that a whiteboard behind you?
It is not only a whiteboard, it is a Murphy bed with a whiteboard on the front.
What's a Murphy bed?
It's a bed that folds out. So right now,
Oh,
as it is, it's
Oh.
about 1.5 feet away from the wall where the whiteboard is, which currently has I love you, Mama and Papa written on it. I thought about erasing it, but then my kid would probably have a conniption. So yes.
oh, I had
For
no
all of my
idea.
ideas.
That's what it's called. Huh. Interesting. I didn't know that. And in true fashion, we are gonna find out if that is correct. So,
What, a Murphy bed?
yeah.
Murphy.
Murphy. Oh, look, it even comes on the search.
Yep. They
Ah,
normally are fold out from the
Oh.
okay, so it pulls out, but there's not usually a whiteboard behind it, I guess.
No, it's on the front. So the area that she's touching to pull down
Yeah.
is
I'm sorry.
I
this
built
one
it
here.
from a kit. So
Okay. Nice.
instead
IKEA?
of just a big it was like
Oh.
you would think that IKEA would have these kinds of things because it's
Yeah.
IKEA, but it was like a kit online that you came with. It had the hardware and like all the instructions to do, and I thought it would be dumb to just have the piece of wood, so I put some
makes
whiteboard
sense.
on it.
Yeah, no, makes sense. Make full use of the space you've got. Why not, right?
Yep.
No, genius. So yes, Richard, that is a whiteboard on a Murphy bed, which is cool. Eloise's book. Oh, Richard, thank you for plugging that. And if anyone's got a link to Nicole's book, and Nicole, if you've got a link to your book, I'm a terrible host.
I did that.
I apologize. Andy's voice is it really? Like
Radio smooth.
yes, I got a voice for radio and a face for radio.
No, you don't. Stop it.
This is AI generated. I can assure you, it is not AI generated. AI does not do this kind of BS. Come on, man. Come on. It's a whiteboard. It is all natural as a voice. Thank you. So, SD is so yeah, cool. Thank you for being here. Obsidian Murders. Yes, check out Nicole's book. Cool woohoo links.
Yay,
And it's a
thank you
genius.
for the links.
link.
Yeah, I'm a big fan
The
of
link
that.
man.
Yeah, well, Obsidian Murders is also in Spiffbo 10. And it's starting today. And I was paired with Captured in Words.
Nice.
Not a clue if he's gonna like it, but that is fine. I got in, it was randomized this year. I got in last year with Danu's Curse and it made it like okay-ish, but then I didn't have anyone say it was Danu's Curse that it was bad. It was just like other books made it higher. So then I didn't go through. That happens, right? And then Obsidian Murders, I was like, oh, I have a book, but this is probably the last fantasy book because Spiffbo is just for fantasy. And then I was like, am I gonna have to wake up at 3:30 again? Because Mark Lawrence is in London, so he does London time. So last year I woke up at 3:30, was stumbling around. I'm like, I'm gonna get this right. I'm gonna get it right. And then, and 4 a.m. sharp, I did the Google intro, whatever, and then I went right back to bed. And then it was changed though because people were saying it needs to not have that happen because people were taking off work and whatever. And I'm like, I woke up at 3:30 actually. I mean, do you want it? I was about to take off work too. I don't know, but fine. They're doing it random now, and I think probably for the foreseeable future, randomized until someone said that maybe like the randomization program is bad. I don't know. People can complain, but it's starting today, so this is exciting. It's exciting, y'all.
Hopefully you get something out of that one. SD says, I know you said that you hadn't used library thing. What were the other two you hadn't used? So I hadn't used voracious readers because that's mostly like a romance thing, and I don't do romance, and I don't read romance either.
Except for Emma's.
I've read a few pages of hers. I have read a few pages. It's true. Emma does beautiful work. Voracious readers and library thing I have not tried. So yeah, um, I will try the library thing next time. I think like with library thing, my thing was I didn't. Yeah, SD obviously talked about it on his stream as well. But basically, I didn't think that they would, or the readers would be inclined to put a review on Amazon or any like paid platform, basically. So I'm like, why am I giving you free stuff then? I'm not against giving people free stuff. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy to give free stuff, right? But obviously, if I had a choice of giving free stuff and hopefully getting a review, I would prefer the review be on somewhere that carries some weight. I'd be okay, for example, if the reviewers left their reviews on, say, NetGalley, because that's kind of, some people do actually see NetGalley reviews as part of their research, which is fine. Or Amazon, or Apple, or Barnes and Noble, or something, or Google Play. The library thing, I just didn't really. Maybe it's a bias of mine, where I just don't feel it's it's up there, with the big boys.
I haven't heard of it before.
Which one?
Well, yeah, library thing.
Library thing?
I
Yeah,
haven't heard of it either.
yeah.
I've heard of
It's
Story
not as
Origin.
popular. Yeah, story origin, fine. The library thing, maybe less popular. Let's just say it's less popular, and that's why I haven't really used it yet. So if I'm going to give up free stuff, right, I would anticipate, hopefully on a more recognized platform, basically, and
Yeah.
I'm okay with people leaving reviews there. So that was the main reason for not using library thing at the moment. And voracious readers, it's romance only. So.
And they're like alternatives to Goodreads. I need to go over to Shannon's channel and watch what she was talking about. I spent the morning doing chores.
Yeah, I mean, check it out. It's like Shannon
Cool.
says, it's worth a try.
Cool.
But I just yeah, maybe I'll give it a try on my next book. We'll see. The other two, Book Sirens, Book Sprout. I don't personally use the one that's really popular in the space, called Pubby. I don't personally use that, but yeah, never erase or throw out your kids' messages. Oh, there's a top tip. Referring to the whiteboard.
If you do it, you have to do it really sneakily, and they can't see it.
Yeah, and then you got to distract them somehow.
Yep.
Oh dear. Boxes up. Oh, you're gonna keep it forever. Cool. Highs. Multiple. Yeah, exactly. Like you're gonna have to decide which ones you're gonna keep at some point. London. Oh yeah, London time. I don't know. It doesn't work for everyone. Like I work on London time sometimes, right? Because I just have a lot of contacts there, and I also have stuff there. But yeah, I can totally understand. Like Nicole, well done for getting up at 4:00. I'm not
3:30.
3:30. Sorry.
3:30.
That half hour is a big
Exactly.
And it was a work day. I didn't take off.
Ew.
Oh.
I'm sorry. That sucks.
Oh, that is painful. That is
Yuck.
very painful.
I worked for that slot, okay? But then
You
this
did.
time I didn't work for a slot. It was just randomized. I'm like, that's fine as well.
Yeah, I mean,
I
there's
got up at
nothing wrong.
7.
Yeah,
I slept in technically.
nothing wrong with that. AWC Books by Adrian 2024. It's gonna be around. I hope everyone's gonna be there. Be there or be square, or any other shape you'd like to be. But I will be there. Oh my god, my jokes! I need new jokes. Yes. Voracious readers only. It's not just romance. I thought it was just romance. Seriously, I thought that was like the main
I'm gonna look it up. I'm looking it up.
genre. I thought that was the main thing.
Well, I believe Shannon when she says it's not, but
Yeah, maybe I'm wrong. It definitely wasn't for nonfiction, which probably is the main thing for me anyway, back in the day. And I'm still writing my book, which brings us to the next point. Ladies, how's your writing going? And I'm gonna start because I feel it's only fair as the only guy on the panel. So go first. I'm usually a gentleman with these kind of things, but because you're the only ladies here, I'm gonna go first. My writing is not going as well as I would hope. It really isn't. But how's your writing going? We'll start with Eloise. We'll do it clockwise, so Eloise, Nicole, and then I, except in this instance. So Eloise, how's your writing going?
Not great. I think the last time I worked on book 2 of Legend of the Amazons was back in March, but I got really sidetracked with all the outdoor springtime cleanup kind of things. I'm starting in again. Last night I actually got completely sidetracked. I got the Romancing the Beat that got delivered because I've got a second like prequel kind of thing that I wanted to start outlining, and I actually outlined the whole thing last night. Thanks to this book, went really fast. So I'm going to start actively working on those, ideally at least 1,000 words a day between the two of them, because I have deadlines that I've already pushed out once and I'm not pushing them out again. So not great so far, but we're gonna knuckle down and
So
get
you're
her
gonna
done.
you're gonna get 1,000 words a day. That's essentially the plan.
Well, so when was it? Over the winter, I did kind of an experiment of sprinting and getting my average of what I could do in a 20-minute sprint, and it's about 300 words is a decent sprint for me. So ideally, I'm going to have 3 to 4 sprints in a day throughout the day, like morning, afternoon. My kid's finally like at an age that he's not like, I don't have to be watching him constantly for fear of him killing himself by accident. So as ideally it's 1,000 words, but what I'm going to realistically do is get into those 4 20-minute sprints every day. Just start building up that habit again, because I not been good. I've been bad.
Very naughty.
I've been very naughty.
Naughty.
Haven't been writing at all. So making that a priority over the summer.
Good. Cool. Sounds good. Nicole, how about you? How's your writing going?
I'm at like 28,000 words or something, or maybe it's 30,000 for Midnight Murders, but I have to take a break. I've exhausted myself and I've burned out, but at least I have quit my retail job, so now I'm just down to 2 jobs. I hope that will help. I'm sure it will, but I still have to work tomorrow, so that means actually I am working 6 days instead of giving myself breaks. See, this is why I burned out. That's why I let it go. I'm letting it go. And they don't pay me enough. So no. So I'm probably gonna take at least June off a little bit. Thomas is busy, and so and I should be busy too, with fun. Okay. But I'm taking off a bunch of time from my full-time job, so maybe that will help. And then Thomas and I, our sprints on my channel, just doing twice a month in June and July. I'm having, because I'm so stressed out and burned out, I'm having my OCD pop up more, and it's obsessing, and I have to really work on not doing compulsions and stuff for numbers OCD. So it was really obsessing with, you have to get this number or else the world's going to end. It's great. Does it say anything logical? Of course not. That's why you don't give in to the compulsions. So I have to really watch it with the writing. I'm not going to stop writing, because that is also giving into the OCD. We don't want to go back and relapse. So I have to be very careful right now. But I burned myself out. My bad. So I have to just get everything in order again. But I do need a break.
You'll be.
But I took a great step quitting the retail job. So yeah.
Yeah, gotta do what you gotta do, I think.
Yeah.
Especially if it's hindering maybe what you're trying to accomplish. I know it's a bit of a risk sometimes. You gotta decide which one's like more valuable, because you've only got X amounts of hours. I mean, let's face it, it's not just hours, right? What we're talking about really is life. So we only have that amount of time in life, and you have to decide where you're gonna use it. And hopefully it's gonna pay off, because it doesn't always pay off. So yeah, we're just checking out. I'm just checking things out on Voracious Readers. I don't know where I got the idea that it's romance only. Like, obviously, I'm completely off. SD is saying there's thrillers and stuff. Anissa Rogers uses voracious readers for psychological suspense novel, which is great. So, yeah, I don't know where I got the idea about voracious readers being romance only. I don't know. I'm just checking it again now. It's been quite a long time, I'm gonna say. Um, yeah, I don't see anything that suggests romance only besides
Maybe it's the pink V.
the pink V, which kind of has a. It's certainly not a. It's not a Jack Reacher color. You know what I mean? It's not a. It's not a manly color. Or maybe it is. Maybe it is. Some men like pink. If anyone likes pink and you're male, I'm sorry. Don't offend anyone here. But basically, maybe that's what it was. I don't know. I'm trying
Well,
to
and
see.
the V with the pink, it gives like a subliminal messaging
Yeah,
type
exactly,
thing.
exactly. Anyway, I'm gonna have to check out Voracious Readers because I don't believe. I definitely have not used it, but I always assumed there was more like maybe as fiction only instead of non-fiction, which is what I was looking at the time. They're going back quite a while, so anyway, thank you, SD, for letting me know. I'm gonna have to double check with them. You know, I might just drop them an email or something and just see what they're up to. But yeah, cool. Library thing, I'm gonna have to revisit. Voracious Readers, I'm gonna revisit for sure. Rita says, I like to use Goodreads for my giveaway. But true, they don't always leave reviews, but in the hands of new readers is the angle for me using my service. What do you guys think about Goodreads? Like, yeah, we'll go with Eloise first again. Goodreads, yay or nay?
Indifferent, I suppose.
Okay.
I don't use it to the extent that Nicole's used it. Have my book on there. I have reviews. It shows up on Amazon. Yeah, I don't really use it.
Okay. How about you, Nicole? Yay or nay? Big fan? Not really. For
Well,
good
it's
reason.
yay and nay.
Yay and
It's
nay.
the
Okay.
bastard child of Amazon. Amazon's trying to figure out what to do with it, and it still
Yeah.
hasn't figured it out, nor updated it. Like, it needs a lot of updates. But if it can't figure out what to do with it and how to make a profit on Goodreads, then I can see why Amazon's like, I'm not going to update it because
Yeah.
what's going on here?
Yeah. Cool.
I joined it when I was a reader, and just like me being like 90% booktube, I've slid in and I don't have problems. But if you are just a writer going into Goodreads, you're gonna have some problems. So don't look at the Goodreads reviews. Don't reply to them. Don't use them anywhere. Don't like them. I like the ones that I know them. That's it. Okay. I know my ARC readers. I talk to my ARC readers, so that's different. But yeah, you can't really rely on Goodreads.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are switching to Storygraph, which it's not like a community, it's like very personal. I can't figure out like what other people are saying on Storygraph. Maybe there is a way, but it's very focused on you versus you can see everything on Goodreads, and that creates a lot of drama. And also a lot of bullying and harassment and bombing 1-2 stars of authors you don't like, and then whatever.
The review bombing stuff is just insane, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like,
so
well,
no,
just
fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. Go ahead, Eloise.
I think the algorithm for Goodreads is also a lot like the other, I guess, YouTube and Instagram, where the reviews that are liked and like commented on the most get boosted to the top. So on my book, there's one DNF that like the default is like the most popular or the most relevant review, and it's only up there because this one reviewer was like, oh, this isn't for me. I tried it. I didn't. I DNF'd it, and then like all her freaking friends, which is fine. I don't care. But all her friends were like, oh, I'm so sorry. I hope you find something that you like, and like. Because there were so many comments on that one review, it got boosted to the top. So when you click on my book in Goodreads, the very first review is a DM.
Yeah.
So which is like whatever. But yeah, the reviews are hit and miss.
That's unfortunate.
It really depends on your attitude and your ability to not take the negative reviews personally. I've stopped kind of looking because the excitement of seeing like, ooh, when my book first came out, I was checking Goodreads a lot, almost unhealthily, because I'm just like, oh my God, I can't get over the fact that people are actually like reading my book, and there's proof here. Look, they left a review, and some of them, even the negative ones, I either thought they were funny, or just like, okay, I don't like apple pie. I'm not upset that everybody likes apple pie. So, obviously it's a book, but same kind of.
I'm totally cool with people liking apple pie. It wasn't cake, so we're good. No, but yeah, no, it's true. I think Goodreads, oh my God, it's a bit of a dumpster fire for me.
Oh, yeah.
I got stuff that I just don't touch it. I don't read it. I'm trying to avoid it if I can. It's
the best.
It's my view on that. Also, I'm being productive while you guys are chatting. That is cheating, Richard. You are gaining an unfair advantage here. Like Eloise has to get 1K words a day, and here I am taking her time.
No, it's. I do that, like I said in my message. I keep my camera off when I'm working, so I can at work. So I don't have to control my face. Because on calls with clients, I'm making faces a lot, like WTF faces. But then I also have other stuff to do because half the time the meetings are really stupid.
Fair enough. So. You need to get one of those shirts, right? The ones that says, "This meeting could have been an email," or something like that. Could have been a memo. You need to get one of those.
Make that my profile picture.
There's a Wicked Close one where it's a demon in a pentagram with candles, and it says, "This could have been an email." And I own the shirt. I have a lot of demon shirts. I'll find it for you if they still make it, and I'll send it to you. I have a lot of there's one that's like it's a skeleton on fire, and it's basically like this could have been an email.
Exactly.
In front of an old computer.
Exactly.
I love Wicked Clothes. It's just like goth dad jokes. We do love to see it.
You need one of those. SD says, double check the library thing. If you offer digital copies to be sent by email to winners, you'll get a list of winners and their contact information, which means you can get them. Yeah, you get them review links, which is what you did. Yeah. Cool. That's good. Books by Adrian. His break is over. Be well, everyone. Thank you for popping by. That was me being silly about my voracious readers idea. Yeah, I have the worst memory ever. So you could tell me anything and say, "Don't you remember?" And I'll probably be like, "Yeah, you're right." I'm very trusting. Don't work too hard to everyone who's working today. Yeah, exactly. Like it's Saturday. It's try and take it easy. You can read my reviews and find some of the reviews saying they received a copy of the book from Library Things. Yep. Cool. Ooh. Yes. No, that is his job. So yeah. Cool. Someone voracious readers as a nonfiction author.
When he comes home from work, he probably has a funk. Like working at a pizza place, you just like come home and you smell like pizza, and he just comes home and just his family's like, "Whoa, let's go take a shower."
Well, I don't know. Maybe.
Or they're like, "Yes."
Maybe exactly. It could be the other way, right? It could. So depends on the family. Nonfiction author. Yeah, maybe that's what it was. I don't know. I'm grasping at straws here because I just don't remember. I want to say either I assumed incorrectly that was for romance only, or nonfiction didn't work or something like that. It's my fault probably, you know. SD Goodreads giveaway worked awesome for me. Okay, made back more than 119 within days of the book launch. Nice. So there you go. So it does work for SD. Yeah, it really is. Like Nicole said, it's like Amazon just doesn't know what to do with it. So it's just like leaving it in the corner and letting it sit for a bit. 1700.
Well, also because
Mhm.
lots of people from NetGalley leave their stuff there, and like half of them don't even go to Amazon, which is actually pretty good because, like, sorry, but a lot of people in NetGalley are really young and they think that they need to do a whole analysis of dino porn that they got on NetGalley. Do you really? Do you need to do in this essay? I will. I don't think you need to. I need to analyze every paragraph of this dino erotica. 1 star. Like, I don't think you do. I think that one in particular, I think you're doing other things. I don't.
They give like a whole synopsis. Like they read, it's like almost they take the synopsis from the book and they put it, but I can tell that they aren't doing this, but it's almost like they put it into ChatGPT and they're like, give me a rephrased version of this to talk about the book. It's like, okay, I appreciate your effort, but
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. So I don't summarize books usually, and sometimes I'll just read on the back of the cover. I don't write a summary or book reviews though, because oh my god, the effort. I'm sorry. Just put it on my channel. Like, even with my multiple speech impediments, I can say it better than type it. For some reason, can't write book reviews. But it could be they're just like trying to figure out what to say, and then if they summarize it first, then they can remember, and then they go into it. That could be something. But or like they're trying to fill out a word count, which there are some essays there, and I'm like, that's 2,800 words. Okay, do that. But a lot of them come from NetGalley, and I don't recommend it just because they get harsh for I don't know what reason, but there's a lot of, or it's also on BookTube, not so much on TikTok, which appreciate it, where it's like you have to analyze every single word and every single sentence of every single paragraph, but some books are just not for that. And there's some genres that are just not for that.
Actually, on the point of summary and stuff and reviews, what do you guys make of like? So I browse like library catalogs sometimes and Amazon catalogs sometimes. I come across these supposed books in air quotation marks because it's literally summary of books. Do you know what I mean? Have you guys come across those?
Like a Spark Notes kind of thing?
No, it's
Cliff Notes?
No, it's literally summary of some book, and it bugs the heck out of me. It really does.
Those are
so
they're trying to get money.
That's right, exactly.
Some authors just writing up a summary of these books and then selling that. How is that not like borderline copyright infringement?
That I completely agree. I'm gonna try and find something, but oh man, it burns me out.
It's like an essay of something.
It makes me think of there's YouTube channels that will do like summaries of movies, and I'm such a chicken that I will never watch some horror movie, but I'm really interested in knowing, like, I don't know, the Get Out, that new one or whatever. So instead I'll just like watch that video where they summarize everything that happens, so I know what happens, but I don't have to watch it.
I'm gonna show you an example of it. Like, you just type in summary of and then the book, right? And you get stuff like this: summary. Like, this is obviously a business model that someone's caught on with. You know what I mean? I don't know. And effectively, yeah, it's borderline, in my opinion, it's borderline copyright infringement somewhere here. Like, summary of this book, review and analysis. You know, I mean, they're doing it for all sorts of books, so it's not just, you know, I don't know. What, I've done a couple of nonfiction books, but
It's like, yeah, I wonder if it's like if there's rules on it, like with music, you can use a certain maximum 5 seconds or something without having to pay or violate. You know what I mean? There's all sorts of like remixes where they get like from
so
the old
I
songs.
just realized I wasn't sharing my screen, which I do quite often.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is one of those things where I just pulled up this publisher. I don't know who they are. You know, Speed of Trust, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, Intelligent Investors. You know, these are very popular books, right?
Mm-hmm.
These are incredibly popular books. I'm talking, you know. Anyway, you can look these titles up, and I guarantee these are popular books. But the point is, there's someone who's going around, or many people who are going around, effectively publishing summary of books. I just want to know, you know, what you guys thought about it.
It just looks like a Spark Notes but nonfiction.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, so they're not, I don't think they're not breaking copyright. If Thomas is on, would they be breaking copyright? I don't think they are. And also, you have to break copyright, you really have to do a lot to get to actually win. A little different for songs. So that's why I don't quote any freaking song. I'm like, oh, no, I'm good. Yeah, Thomas says they're not breaking copyright. It's a summary. And also, people's reviews are copyrighted. So they could do a summary, and then in this essay, their 2,800 word review is technically copyrighted because they created it. So, and then there's people like, oh, it's not. And then they'll pull from Amazon, you know, these reviews and then create a photograph, and then they'll link their book. You can possibly get sued for that. That's why I don't touch that. I'm not touching that. I'm not touching reviews in any manner unless I know someone. Like, I'll use my friend's Kate, but I talk to her all the time. And she's like, yes, I give you permission. I'm not touching people's I don't know, because I'm not going to get sued or have a cease and desist over a review. Whether that is legit or not, I'm not dealing with that. I don't want to go legal. So no touching, no touching. But what they're doing, it's a summary. It's not. They're not breaking copyright.
Someone's obviously making money on that.
Yeah, I'm sure at the end of it, too, is like a bibliography, which, you know, as long as you're referencing things properly, it's not plagiarism or copyright violation. I live on the edge and do make those images from the reviews. So if I get a cease and desist letter, I'll just cease and desist. But I'm counting on the reviewers to just not care enough to do that.
Some of them on NetGalley and Goodreads will go after you. Because I've seen it happen. And I'm like, okay, no thanks. Oh yeah, and so yeah, Thomas is talking about copyright and how
let me I'm gonna speed through some of this. Sorry, I've let
just to get everyone on the same page for copyright.
Wow. Eloise hates apple pie. That can't be right. Come on.
Apples aren't that great.
No, I do. I don't like apple pie. A cooked fruit is terrible.
Okay, let's have a look. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna get Thomas's stuff. Developmental edits for clients. Let me just pull.
There's a lot of chit chat. You're gonna find a lot of There we go.
Not breaking copyright. Kind of with the idea copyright is on the way words. Yeah, okay. Trademarks. Yeah, fair enough. For D&D, had to change hobbits to halflings. Yep. Copyright protects expressions, not ideas. Summary focus on. Okay, fair enough. Fair use summaries are considered fair use. Okay, as long as they credit the original. Right. Well, someone's got a business idea that they're obviously making money on. You know, so cool. SD 1,700 readers added her book. Nice. For the Goodreads giveaway, I assume. But she didn't track the reviews. Okay.
I'm curious to know what the turnover correlation is between the number of people that add your book to their like want to be read list and then sales.
Oh, that's interesting.
I don't know
Not
if
a
there's
lot.
dependable ratio. I figured that it's not.
It depends. I'm sure it depends. Oh, like on like romance or erotica, I'm sure they're having a fun time with that. But like historical fiction, I did the ebook giveaway, and one person left a review, and it was 100 people.
One. Ooh.
One.
That stings. That stings a little bit.
That's so annoying. And then when you pop in to the like A Patriot's Tales Amazon, sometimes it will say on the TBR shelf and it's like 750, but they just now they got rid of the to be read section, so all you see is right now it's 4.3 on Goodreads with 34 ratings. But on Goodreads, if you go to A Patriot's Tale, you don't see the to be read, so it doesn't like what's the I don't know what the point of showing that is anyway. But then when they were experimenting a few months ago, people in ad school were freaking out because they're like, do I have to like push about having to add people or tell people to add my book to TBR? I'm like, no one cares. No one cares. Don't push that. That will be incredibly annoying. But then also, I have a bunch of Goodreads friends that have like 5,000 to 10,000 books on their TBR.
Wow.
That's just so arbitrary. It doesn't matter. And I think my 126 on my TBR is a lot. I looked at one of my friends, and she's past 10,000 now. I'm like, oh my gosh, where are you going with this? Yeah. It's just like books that are of interest, but it doesn't really go anywhere unless you keep it really tight. And I keep it really tight at 126. And even that is like, it's a lot.
Yeah, that's too much for me. My brain couldn't handle that, I gotta say. No, I don't think you missed anything. I don't think you missed too much. Goodreads, good in concept, needs new life breathed into it. Yeah, I don't think Amazon's gonna touch that anytime soon.
They don't even have a dark mode. You have to do basic coding on Goodreads to like show an image or a GIF or like bold it. I'm just like, it should just be there, but no, it's Goodreads. Learn coding or else you're lame.
Too advanced for Goodreads. Yeah, it's too advanced for Goodreads, I think.
Yeah.
Who was dancing? Was it Nicole and Eloise?
We were all dancing, right?
Well,
we were dancing. I don't know. Well, you're not there, so Thomas missed it.
Goodreads giveaways are for new readers and sales. Okay. So Estie's having decent results with Goodreads giveaways. I have.
Oh, he's talking about work calls and not making his WTF face on the work calls.
Oh, right. Yeah, I'm a bit behind. I'm sorry. I'm a bit behind the comments. Oh, dear.
That's that memory you were talking about.
Yes, exactly. Memory of a fish. Oh, Joanne J.K. Lambo is here. Hi, Joanne. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Let's see. Might end up taking a nap.
I'm jealous about the nap.
Oh, I need a nap. I'm so tired. She's working on revisions, possibly. Bakery Rivals to Lovers, Project Sugar and Spice. Cool. That's exciting. Tackle hugs. Those are painful, aren't they? But kind of fun, I guess.
Yeah.
I greatly disdain giving bad book reviews. So when I see people offer up these brutally cruel reviews, like humanity, never underestimate how cruel people can be.
Well, it makes them feel important and powerful.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, they're also adding some value, but
it's easier to tear people down than to lift yourself up.
Yeah, I always wonder. Like, I'm sure you guys have trolls and comments and stuff. How do you guys handle it?
Well, mine Mine hasn't been around lately, so that's nice. And the trolliest of my book reviews actually gave me a 3 stars, so I was surprised. It made me laugh though.
That's actually really good. 3 stars.
The criticism that they brought up made me laugh. So I'll have to share it with you guys.
There you go. Cool. As long as they say opinion formation, they can do one. Okay, cool. It's also free promotion from the books. Yeah, that is true. And we've been through Thomas's comments over here on copyright. It's all okay. Melissa popped in, and yes, everyone, if you are here, feel free to give the this stream a like. It actually helps with the YouTube algorithm, I'm told. I don't know if it does. I hope it does. Miss the dancing, but still get to enjoy you 3 awesome people talking. Well, I know there's 2 awesome people. We'll just take a seat. Gonna take a nap. Yeah, I need a nap as well. I'm so tired. I don't know. I had a really big lunch. I don't know why I do this to myself. I'm trying to put off the food coma. I'm like, I can't read that, Richard. I can't read that. Yeah, exactly. I try to ignore trolls and move on. Reviews are opinions. Interviews are branding, and a strong way to market your brand. Okay, that is true. Yeah. Good to know. I love when review starts off. This is my first romance book I've read. I'm not a fan of the genre. Oh my god. With that said, this book was terrible.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna read it, Richard. I'll read it on my channel.
Anyways, read it and read it. That was enough. I'm not a troll. I'm a super fan. Yes, super fan indeed.
Yeah, because you're looking, okay, like when you're doing, so there's like a difference between like a critical lens and analyzing a actual story and how it works, like what Thomas does versus an opinion. I actually do like mostly opinions. I have an English lit degree. It almost killed reading for me. I had to actually analyze and write huge freaking essays with like 30 to 50 citations all the time for 4 years straight. It's not great. Like it exhausted me. So I do opinions, but I also look at it like as a reader and a writer way. But when you see people are like, yeah, like I read historical fiction, but I can't give it more than 3 stars. It's an opinion. And it's kind of silly. But I saw for one of like my all-time favorite writers, Morgan Llewellyn, one of her Irish historical fiction novels, this guy said, it's great, but I can only give it 1 star because it's historical fiction. Where anywhere is the actual analysis of the actual story? Nowhere. That's an opinion and it's silly. So you can also have just outright, there's nothing there, and you just skip over that. Then you have like a mix of opinion and analysis, and then you have analysis, which Thomas usually does, like analysis, because he's, did the Hollywood thing and writes scripts and stuff. So you kind of have to like, well, script writing is different, but he's writing too. So he's doing a lot of craft and he's aware of it. Whereas like Thomas and I talk about all the time, I'm intuitive. I did not have a great education. How I figured stuff out was reading hundreds and hundreds of books. And then when I got into college and people said, you are great, but like, did you miss like grammar and punctuation because it's not there? I'm like, yeah, no, I didn't. I was not taught phonics. I was not taught how, like, what's the difference between a noun and a verb. I had no idea. Only thing I figured out how to set stuff up unconsciously was reading so much, and I'm still working on other stuff and like finding definitions. And then so I'll say I wrote I don't know, I just write, and then Thomas like, okay, I'm going to ask you 5 questions and we're going to get to the nitty gritty of what you're actually doing because I have no clue. And so sometimes you can tell when someone, not sometimes, a lot of time you can tell when you're like a first book, but then that's fine. It's totally okay. That's the same for my first book, A Patriot Still. You can tell. But how long have I been writing? I started at 12. I rewrote it like 7 different times. It's not the same book, but still, A Patriot's Tale is different from The Two Foxes and Danu's Curse. And then I got short and sweet with my mystery because it's plot driven. And it's fine. It's actually very much preferred if you get better with each book. If you're staying the same, or if you're kind of avalanching down, reassess. But also, I think looking at reviews to get better is not the best place to go because most of them are opinions and they're not looking at the craft and they're just saying, I liked it because it made me feel good, which is great. It's great. Absolutely. But if you're looking at getting better at the craft and storytelling, that's different. That was long-winded, but
Yeah, I struggle with
that's
everything.
fine.
I struggle with
It's
everything.
fine.
Richard says he also studied English lit at uni and also hated it. I didn't do so well before. I did English lit, like what we call GCSEs or O levels back in the day. It's like
It's
I didn't
tiring.
do well then. I didn't do well then, so I didn't pursue anything linguistic after. Not my talents. But yeah, Risa says it's not even a fair analysis on the genre one doesn't even like. Yeah, exactly. I don't get, like, my life is kind of, it's not getting longer, right? So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna spend my time or effort in reading something I'm not into. Like, sure, I might read the back cover and see if I want to read it, but other than that, if it doesn't captivate me, I'm not gonna waste my time reading like a 500-page book on something I don't think I like. You know, just my opinion.
No, I completely agree with you, Andy. There's a whole bunch of genres that I won't even, or even tropes. If I find out that there's going to be a competition to the death, nope. Or a school, I have no desire to. I read to escape. I don't know about anybody else reading fiction. I read to escape, and going back to school, even if it's a magical one. No, thank you.
No Harry Potter for you.
Well, not anymore. No, I mean, I was obviously obsessed with it, like most millennials were / are. I mean,
That's okay.
but
at least
because at that time I was escaping to a magical school as opposed to being in a current school. But that was the biggest reason why I didn't want to pick up Fourth Wing. Is as soon as I dragons. Oh wait, it's at a war college. No thanks.
Yeah, very popular. I've never read it. It's not my thing.
Yeah.
Not at the moment, anyway.
Yeah.
So Thomas sharing how he approaches things with the knowledge of the craft, like a dev editor. I love plot driven, says Richard, and Martin obviously says he likes character driven. So both are good.
Fight.
Yeah, I think we should have one of these.
Martin versus Richard, just them arguing with each other. It's like my favorite thing about streams with them on it is everybody just.
Who do you think is going to win, Martin or Richard?
I don't know. I just need to get my popcorn.
Richard, Martin. Someone says it's like with music. Knowing theory is great, but that doesn't mean you can't write music through the heart. Yes, sometimes things make sense for the creative soul. SD just realized an issue with. Okay, cool. No worries. Let me know. I'm flexible. I'm all good. We're like an old married couple. Oh, how many years?
Many years.
Many years indeed.
Possibly. Or it just feels like many years. And it's been 6 months.
I don't know. I think it feels like 6 years or more. Just gut feel. What do you guys say to doing a 10-minute sprint, more like a break?
Let's do it. I have to go
Oh,
help
Oh
my kid
yeah.
make more pickaxes in Minecraft. That's why I keep turning my camera off as he comes in. He's like, can you help
Cool.
me?
Okay,
do
well,
this?"
let's do a 10-minute sprint, and then it'll give us some time to do stuff, and then we'll come back, regroup. I think that seems okay. Hold on, let me just share my screen because obviously I always miss out this step. So I set everything up and I forget to share the screen, so people don't know what I'm doing. So yeah, shall we just start 10 minutes now?
Yes.
Sound good?
Let's
Okay,
do it.
I'll see you guys in 10 minutes.
Okie dokie, bye.
Okie dokie. That was our 10-minute break. That went by pretty quick, actually. I heated up my tea, which is cool. And apparently Eloise is back from the mines.
Yes.
Well, that was a treacherous job. I'm glad you survived.
I was tasked with crafting 10 pickaxes. To keep
Did you
them on
get all 10? I hope you made all 10. Okay, cool.
Very dwarf-like.
Yes.
Just need a beard now.
I'll go borrow one from Mr. Eloise later.
So
Yeah.
we're just waiting for Richard and Martin to fight it out, and then we'll see which married couple is the winner. I don't know if there is going to be a winner on that one, but yeah, maybe they'll broadcast it live on one of the channels or both of the channels. Ooh,
They should.
That's a genius idea, Richard and Martin. Why don't you guys try the live? I don't know what would you call it? Beatdown?
It'll be a debate.
A healthy debate.
Exactly. There you go.
Yes.
Healthy debate.
With some name calling, maybe.
Yeah. Open invite for everyone to spectate. Let's see. Okay, so there's just after we went for the break. He says he loves when the plot is written through the filter of character's emotional experience. Nice mixture right with. Cool. Oh, looks like Adrian is back. Marty, and Ian. Standalone books from Nicole. Cool. Chooses right for them. Yeah. What do you guys think about writing style? It's very personal. Every writer's got their own style. Would you agree with that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think some styles are more unique than others,
Yeah. It's true.
I think there's some website where you can copy and paste a section of text in there, and it will tell you like what style it is compared to like the classical writers.
Yeah.
That's kind of fun.
Cool. Yeah, I'm still discovering my style, to be honest. I don't really know what it is. I keep saying it's not very good, but I honestly just don't know because it's my first time writing fiction. I've got no idea what I'm doing, But I do like this 60-40 character to plot idea. I do like it. Although I feel my current work is probably more plot driven than character driven.
I mean, I feel like that genre is more plot driven.
Yeah, there are genres that are more plot driven, like mysteries or
than thrillers.
More plot driven. Yeah. Mystery, thriller, suspense are basically plots. But like you have to create a great character. It can't be flat, or else people are gonna be like,
exactly. There's got to be
what are we doing here?
Yeah, some depth of character. Eloise says exactly, Thomas. Usually the external plot kicks things off, pushes the character in a direction, and then the character keeps things rolling. Yeah, I think so. And then obviously there's some more external crap that gets thrown in their way because, no one walks and doesn't trip. Everyone's got to trip, right? Makes it more fun for everyone. Thomas says so true. And ultimately the plot should be unfolding because the characters are making choices, agency, even when they're reacting to things. Yeah.
Yep.
I love fun. Ooh.
And I would potentially argue that the plot points that are plot driven are actually just character driven from some non-POV character. So in my book, I've got the antagonist does something, which would be the plot type of thing, invasion or something like that, or the gods are doing something and that's impacting Otrera, and her reaction is that's the character part, but the plot is even just the other characters of the gods and their own motivations and desires impacting her.
Oh, there you go. That's a good way to look at things. So Richard's a love and all character, and I don't know if we're gonna. I don't want to suggest anything with Martin at this point. Although I feel like kind of
get some mud involved.
Oh my goodness, that's terrible. SD did a few emails and messages. Cool, cool. SD's so productive. Stacy Dawkins is here. Hey,
Stacy.
Eloise. Highs. Joanne saying hi to Stacy. What genres do you read and write in? That is a very clicky keyboard.
Yes,
It
it's
was
rainbow.
it was a little rude. What's rainbow now? The keyboard?
My keyboard is rainbow.
Ooh.
It lights
Okay.
up rainbow.
Oh, you got one of those fancy ones.
It was on sale for like $25. So do you think that's fancy? I don't know, but yeah.
I like fancy. I love fancy on a discount. I like fancy, but I love
I
it on a
do,
discount.
yeah. I don't think it was even during like the what the not Prime. What was it? Prime Day? One of those where it's those few
Yeah,
days
kind of.
all about tech. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't even think it was during that. I typed in rainbow keyboard and it popped up. I'm like, hey, yes.
Nice. I'm waiting
I want to
for
be
that.
colorful. Yeah.
Yeah, I think those are nice. Those are fancy. Um, I'm just waiting for a new laptop. It's a like a second-hand one, and it's on its way because this laptop I got.
Is it a Mac or a Windows, Andy?
This one's a Mac. The new one is also a Mac, although it's a second-hand Mac. So.
Oh, but does it have a 10 key built into the keyboard?
A what key?
A 10 key.
What's a 10 key?
Come on, Andy.
10 key?
Okay, this is a
Oh
10
no,
key.
it doesn't. No. That's why I was thinking maybe I need to get an external keyboard that looks fancy. And I can be like, ooh, look, I'm a proper author now because I type on a keyboard. I don't know. We shall see. Oh, Nicole, on the point of Richard saying it's a clicky keyboard, do you name your keyboards? Or do you just no?
No, I don't name anything.
Okay, no.
I have a name for my car.
Yeah, because I don't name things either. Like, I call myself a lot of names.
Yeah.
But I don't name keyboards or anything like that. Like, Richard obviously names his
No.
keyboard. He's got, what, Big Bertha?
Mm-hmm.
So Richard's called his keyboard Big Bertha. I was just curious as to whether you named the keyboard anything. Stacy writes, fancy, dark fancy. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Fancy
He
RGB.
writes some epic stuff.
Yeah, epic fancies. Cool. And he bought a cheap. Well, yeah, it's still on the high price side. I wish it was cheaper. I'm gonna say number pad. Okay.
No.
Yeah. Number pad versus what's it? What do you call it? 10 key? The 10 key?
That's how we know Richard is just
from somewhere else.
He's on another level. That's what it is. My desktop daily keyboard is 10 keyless. Oh, okay. What's a daily keyboard? Wait.
Like not Bertha, probably. Or is he talking about
you
ones
work
that
at
he doesn't
work?
use for work?
Okay. I don't know. I'm like maybe I'm showing my age a bit here because I don't get these references.
Yeah, I don't do the 10 key. I taught myself how to type in chat rooms and forums where you had to keep up, so we didn't need to do the 10 key. I just extend my fingers with my numbers.
You're also not doing a lot of data entry with numbers on the daily, but I never used a 10 key before I got into my profession, so now I'm like, oh, there's no 10 key on this keyboard. I don't know how to function.
I didn't use the 10 key thing that often anyway. Even when
well, in school I didn't, but then when I got into my first job, I learned very fast how to, touch typing, but on the 10 key. So
okay. Well, I guess it would matter for you. You deal with numbers, so fair enough.
When I
don't do numbers.
But I have to take a credit card statement that has a month's worth of activity, and I can't download the CSV file, and I have to type out dates and amounts and.
Okay, yeah. No, that's fair enough. Sorry, Nicole, you were about to jump in?
Oh, I do lots of paperwork, but it's not that many numbers.
Not numbers. Okay.
Some
Yeah.
numbers not enough to learn a 10 key. And since I have math dyslexia where I switch numbers, I don't involve myself in math. So, or
Probably a
numbers.
good call for your own
Yeah.
sanity.
Fair enough. And you just buy stuff nice and you're like, no. It's kind of like, I used to do that, but now I'm buying secondhand, especially if it's a Mac. Like, they're so pricey. I like Mac.
Mhm.
It's so pricey, so I'm going to get a secondhand. Because, yeah, I know my keyboard. Yeah, Richard does know his keyboard. Daily Driver. What's Daily Driver? Oh my god.
Like
What
his little commute keyboard, as opposed to his fancy pants
Big Bertha.
sports keyboard or his heavy utility keyboard. I'm assuming.
I don't know. I feel like I'm out the loop of this one. Stacey says, sounds like my kind of book. Cool. Daily keyboard at work is a rubber dome. Ugh. That does not sound pleasant.
I don't understand, and I don't want to understand.
What's he touching on a daily basis? Oh my god. I don't even want to know where it's
I
located.
don't even want to look it up.
I have my daily driver keyboard at home for general computing. IBM Model M is saved for when I'm drafting. Oh, okay. Yeah, Rich is very particular about what he uses for what activity, I guess. Yeah, well, fair enough. Why not if it works for you? It's like having a particular pen I use for general stuff and my posh pen for writing. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. I just write on the same laptop and I do everything on the same laptop. So I'm indiscriminate. I don't distinguish between general daily use versus writing use or any other kind of use. It's all the same. Special pen for signing. Yeah, okay. The signing book, special pen, yes. Fair enough.
Fancy. I mean, it's not the fanciest, but it fits with my vibe.
I've actually had to research which pens would sign well so that it doesn't, because you don't want to have the ink go through, right? You don't want to use like a Sharpie and then the ink just goes through like 50 pages.
Yeah.
I know I'm exaggerating, but basically that's what it is. I've had signed books where people have essentially used like a marker and then it's gone through like the first five pages.
Yeah.
Why would you do that to yourself? Why would you do that to my book? I know your book is my book.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, researching pens and using the right pen, fair enough. Tom says I type like Sergeant Rick Hunter from TV show Hunter. I do not know that one.
Is that like chicken pecking?
Is that?
Promise?
I feel like maybe
he gets too much done that it can't be chicken.
Some people can chicken peck real fast.
Maybe he has 2 chicken pluckings. Like
he has
maybe
multiple
it's like
chickens. He has a whole hen house just pecking away.
I actually knew someone who did that at work way back, and he would hit the keyboard on the laptop exactly as hard as he was hitting like a typewriter. Like, you know the old typewriter types? Like, you'd have to literally go.
Yeah.
That's what he was doing. I was like, oh my god, bro, don't do that. You're killing me here. You're killing me. Yeah, oh jeez. I couldn't work next to him because it was just so loud and just killing it. Yeah. Rubber dome key switches, cheap and mushy. I don't know those. Yeah. Assigned books are choppy. Oh, do they go through like 50 pages, or at least 3 pages? Because that's what most Sharpies would do, I think. And you treat yourself to a brand new instead of making do yesterday's news. What? What's wrong with yesterday's news?
Andy's a very practical guy.
I'm okay with yesterday's news. Like, all my clothes are yesterday's news. In fact, they're like 20 years old news. maybe older. I'm okay with like ancient fashions, right? Like, you pay really cheap for that. Get them on discount too. Hunt and peck typing. Yep. 4:20 p.m. Workday's over. I return to Grace, you're my present. Thank you, Adrian. We appreciate that,
Welcome.
Mr. Santiago. Always
Blaze
welcome
it.
here.
Yeah.
Yep. And if you haven't, hit the like button, please, because that's kind of important, apparently, for the algo.
Hunt and peck that like button.
Exactly. Workday at the Catalyst Farm ends at 4:20. That's on brand.
Yep.
Why? Okay, this is a serious question. Why 4:20, Adrian? I'm genuinely curious. I'm not like judging or anything. I'm just why 4:20? Not why not 4:15, 4:25,
Because it's
4:27?
a weed farm, Andy.
Yeah, but why? I don't get it. Like, why specifically that time, or is it just like random times? Is there? Am I missing something?
Wait, are you missing the correlation between 4:20 and weed, or just 4:20 p.m. being an arbitrary time to be done with work?
I'm thinking it's an arbitrary time, but is there a correlation between
There is a
4:20 and weed?
correlation between 4:20
Whoa.
and weed. That's why
I had
it's
no idea.
on
Okay,
brand.
You're
well,
on the internet, Andy. You've never heard of 420 Blaze It or like the holiday
No,
420?
I've never heard
Yeah.
of that. I've never heard of it.
Okay.
I mean, I'm
Is
not
this
a
something I can Google? Is this something
Yes.
safe for Googling?
Yeah, it's safe to Google. I
Okay.
believe, and I mean, the experts can correct me, but I believe it used to be like the code associated with police calling in weed possession or something. Yeah. Well, Adrian said it's significant to weed culture, and I don't even do the weeds. So, come on, Andy.
I do not either.
Okay.
I
It's
tried a gummy
12:59.
one time. It was really disappointing.
Okay. Well, I had no idea. So I'm
Yeah,
gonna Google this. I just Googled
our
this.
state has legalized marijuana, but
So
yeah, I don't and I won't do it because I have too many mental illnesses,
all
and there
mental-
are the studies where now that are coming out where if you have schizophrenia in your family, you do it to you. It depends, of course, but if you do, if you smoke too many times, it could have a schizophrenic
Trigger it.
break. And I have too many already. Okay, I don't need schizophrenia.
Yeah.
I don't. It's in there, and I don't need it. So I am not doing any drugs. It's the same also with psychedelics. You can have
Like microdosing.
a really bad trip, and then you can trigger it. I'm good, but y'all have fun.
I found out. So on the topic of schizophrenia, which I suppose has nothing to do with anything, but I just thought it was interesting. My sister's a nurse, and she told me that it often starts presenting itself in like your late 20s.
And it's
which
really,
I thought
really,
was really,
really bad if
yeah,
it
I
starts
thought it was really
before
interesting
18.
that it's just kind of like something that just like triggers it, and suddenly you have this disorder that really
Yeah.
sucks. And
as the brain develops, it gets things pop up. What's a problem is when you see it early. Like my OCD started at 4, and my mom caught it because I was doing physical compulsions, and she was like, "Son of a biscuit-eating bulldog, that's really bad." She's a psychotherapist, and she's like, "Oh God, that's not good." And it took a very long time to be subclinical for OCD because it's one of the really bad ones. Like there was a documentary. There's a few documentaries where you have children that have schizophrenia pop up at 7, 8, 9, 10, and it's really bad. Can it be treated? Yes, but it's going to be a very difficult thing to continually work on for the rest of your life. So it's tough out there when you have it pop up, and it's tough when you're at 18, 19, 20, you have no idea, and you're like, why am I seeing things that other people are not? But it's usually genetic, so at least there's some like, oh, my mom has it, okay, well that sucks. Like I have multiple family members that have schizophrenia, and for a while my mom thought I had it, but it was something else. So also similar stuff. Well, yeah, it's hard. It's really hard when you have the mental illnesses or disorders that are similar. That's why there were a lot of misdiagnoses for me and for lots of people, because you have to look very specific at the individual and what's going on, and genetics, environment, and trauma. Here we go. It took a really long time, but I've got a handful. Kind of an expert.
You just reached into the grab bag and you're like, which 3 or 5 am I going to get this time?
Here we go.
Oh boy.
Oh my god.
Who's that Pokemon?
Yay, Pokemon. I got to catch them all.
No, it's OCD.
Surprise.
I think I'm gonna have to skip on the like where I am in Canada is, I think, is legal as well with the laws on cannabis. But yeah, I am not a user, and I don't plan on attempting. So I think
I gotta be a little careful.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna skip that. I don't type like that, but the visual of him writing his reports, yes, oh my god. I used to work in tax, and he used to work in tax. So yeah, there was a lot of number punching, and yeah, it was horrible, the amount of typing that he had to kill the laptop with. Like, oh geez, I don't know how he survived. Richard acknowledges you, Adrian. Come on. Blazing I shall, yes. Thank you. Hit the like button. I touch type. Yes, exactly. Touch type. That's kind of how it's a very light touch. That's how I do things. Really? I didn't know that was celebrating. No, I was not.
No, Richard's.
Yeah.
It happens to be on the same day, but no, 420 is not celebrating Hitler's birthday.
Yeah. California police code for marijuana use, but there's no evidence to support it. Okay. Oh, I had no idea. Grateful Dead band helped popularize the term. 80s and 90s. Yeah. Okay, so Adrian is confirming he's...
So Adrian doesn't have a family history of schizophrenia.
Yeah. Have you checked Adrian?
Lucky him.
Lucky him. Have you checked?
And it's not if every single one will have a schizophrenic break if you smoke it too much. It's a higher chance.
Exactly. Like you have a...
I don't need more, okay? Yeah, I really don't.
You don't need to roll the dice any more than it already has. Just in case. You never know. Good to know that Adrian's okay. Trying to go to sleep.
It was so disappointing.
Eloise.
Oh man.
Username is Awesome Thomas. Yeah, I don't know if it's family friendly, but it's legal, so we're okay, I think.
We're
enjoy responsibly.
Describing. Yeah. Well, we're also talking about mental illness, and I think we should spread the word.
Yeah. So it's on the I have to open it 10 times to leave the house. My OCD has told me not to leave the house.
You know what? To piss it off, do it 9 times.
Or 11.
I'd be like 1, 2, 5. Oh wait, what happened? Oh, I skipped it. Bye bye, and then I'll go in my head.
Yeah, because
that's what you get. Yeah.
Painkillers help. Yeah, I came across that, unfortunately. Well, not personally, but I heard people talking about it. So I'm like,
okay.
Didn't even know that was a thing.
The only time I remember, other than the gummy that didn't work, was at least in the United States, I don't know if in the US or in the UK this happens, but dental work, usually they numb you with Novocaine, a shot of Novocaine. And it was in my early 20s, and I didn't really feel like being really brave. So I asked the dentist, could I have nitrous oxide instead? And they said, oh yeah. And so they gave it to me, except for unlike like a kid where you're just breathing normally and you don't really know what's going on. I knew what I was doing. So I was intentionally taking very deep breaths. And I accidentally got so high. I went on a trip. It was awful. And I came out and the dentist looks at the hygienist is like, next time, not so much. And so I have no desire to actually try and get high off of anything else. If it's anything like a nitrous oxide trip. Oh gosh. Yes.
Yeah, I haven't gotten high even when the college roommates would smoke so much weed you would be swimming in it through the living room. I'm like, are we serious right now?
Yeah, hotboxing isn't
Um,
a thing.
that's not nice. Thank you. But I didn't get, but I didn't feel anything. I have a problem where like medication just doesn't work. It doesn't matter what it is, it does not work. So I am just going through life without meds. But the like I had my wisdom teeth removed. The pain medication didn't do a thing. So for 2 weeks straight, that sucked. That really sucked.
That's painful. That sounds painful.
Ugh.
But moving it on a little bit, Camp Nano is kind of around the corner. It's not quite like here yet. Are you guys going to participate? What do you guys think about Camp Nano? We'll start
No.
Eloise.
I don't know.
And what are your plans?
If my other friends are going to participate, I guess I'll participate and use it as a reason or a way to motivate myself to actually write my 1,000 words a day. I have done NaNoWriMo before, and that has ended up stressing out Mr. Eloise. So it's a little squirrely and nervous if I bring up NaNoWriMo. So if I'm going to do it, it needs to be on the DL.
No, veto, no Camp Nano.
Because if I have a really big word count that I'm trying to get, I'll get stressed, and I'm not very nice to Mr. Eloise when I'm stressed.
Oh, but like maybe you can, that's the thing, right? I found that when I wanted to do Camp Nano, I actually stressed myself out before camp itself, which was kind of funny because it wasn't even camp and I was already stressed out. And then by the time it came to day one, I'm like, I'm done. I'm not doing it. So I was already done before I started. It was crazy. So yeah, I don't know. I plan to do it because I've given myself an arbitrary goal of writing this first draft by July 31st or 31 July. But that is the aim. I'm not sure if I'll get there. You know what I mean? I don't know. But I'm gonna try, you know what I mean? And see what happens. Oh, hold on. SD's done her admin stuff. Cool, thank you, SD, for being here. Yeah, I will catch up with you some other time. Hope you have a great Saturday ahead. Yeah, so Camp Nano, okay, don't stress out, Eloise. Maybe use it more like, I know it's easy to say, but maybe use it more like it's nice to have a group of people to do this with, maybe.
But I already have that, so I guess my ultimate decision is no, I won't be doing Camp Nano because I set up a word tracker with graphs and stuff, so I have that same kind of visual that Nano can offer, and then the community aspect of it. I don't know if they've changed things from NaNoWriMo and that whole kerfluffle, but I'm happy with just having motivation and camaraderie within the Discord groups that I've joined. So I don't think so.
You don't need to. Okay, no, that's cool.
I'll be writing during July, but not like on that website.
Possibly. Yeah. Cool. How about you, Nicole? What are your thoughts about Camp Nano in July?
I don't ever do it, so that's not how my brain works.
You're gonna break the mold and do it this year?
No.
Yeah,
that's not how that's gonna work. I'm barely writing already. I have to take a break anyway. So deciding to do Nano when I'm like kind of sort of functioning.
Yeah,
don't do that to myself.
You don't need the additional pressure, really.
No.
Yeah. I think I'm not really formally doing it. It's just like a target to hit by 31 July. That's the aim anyway. I don't know if I'll get there, but
if you need an accountability buddy, Andy.
I think I just need to do the work. I think that's my problem. I just need to do some writing. Oh my god. Ooh, incidentally, I've actually hit, I think it's 28,000 words today. So I'm like, yay. Like tentatively, I think my target is 75,000 words for a, this kind of action thriller kind of thing. 75k initial target, 28k words so far. not quite halfway, but not far from halfway. If you know what's that? What's 75 divided by 2? 37 and a half. So 37,500 will be halfway. I'm at
So you're at like
28,000.
30%.
Yeah,
No,
so I'm close
40.
to 28 divided by 75, 37%. So I'm okay. I'm doing okay. It's not like the worst, but I had initially, being me, I had really lofty goals. I thought, yeah, I can type really fast. I'll do one novel in 2 months. Yeah, that has not happened. I can type really fast, but I don't get the story as fast, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
So the
I
story
know
doesn't come as
exactly.
fast to me. Yeah, it takes ages for me to get the story.
I know
So
exactly. What you feel with it.
I'm like 5 months into, no, 6 months now. We're 6 months in to the year, and I haven't written one novel yet. It's kind of crazy. But I started the year thinking I would do one a month, one every 2 months. So in theory, I should have
Yeah.
by now.
Well,
I mean,
those people usually dictate.
yeah.
If you're in 20 books to 50K, those people that are churning out that they're dictating.
I also feel
For the
like you
most
must
part.
know what you want to write, though. Like
Oh yeah, they
the story must flow,
like
right?
yeah, they do extreme outlining,
hmm
and then they also dictate, and then they will also dictate like they do that everywhere. Like if they're in line,
Yeah.
talk to themselves, whatever, or they will like put aside hours out of the day, or they are full-time writers and they're writing 6 to 8 hours a day, but a lot of them don't write it, they dictate it, so it's a little different.
Well, and also don't compare yourself to, and this is for Andy and anybody else watching this, don't compare yourself to someone who's already written like 8 books, the speed of which someone who's done this multiple times and can dictate and has that experience is going to be so much faster than the first time doing it. But Andy,
I think it's
you have
easier
double
with
my
each
words.
book.
I'm sorry. You guys crossed over.
Oh, I think it's easier with each book, but then some people are like, no, it's not. I'm like, depends. No.
Yeah. And I was saying that you have double my word count in the same amount of time. So I think you're doing great.
I'm struggling through it. I don't. So my big thing is not just the words and the story. My big thing is also knowing whether the story and the words are good enough, like the quality of it. So that's kind of like, I guess maybe I'll never find out until I put it out to see what the verdict is. Either put it out, like self-publish it, or query, and see if I get signed by a publisher, or get taken by some kind of what do you call those?
Do not do a vanity press. You know better.
An agent?
Yeah, an agent or publisher. So those are. Yeah.
Oh well, you have to get an agent for a publisher.
I
thought you were like, don't do a vanity press.
Yeah.
I thought you were going down that road. I'm like, no. Okay, I feel better.
Do you like the story and the words so far? I know it's first draft, so you're like overly critical of yourself to begin with, and then on top of it, it's the first draft, so it's messy. But like, are you at least, if you remove potential readers, are you enjoying the story?
Like if I were to read my book as a reader, I'd be like, no, this is not really the thing for me. I don't know. It's slow, and I would prefer this, and I would like this, and
so why aren't you writing what you want to read?
Because it's a different thing, I guess, and I don't know. Maybe it's just not very. I don't have the process down yet. I'm still kind of discovering things,
Like, are you saying the genre itself is something that you wouldn't want to read, or the story itself?
The story itself is just not. I think it's just not very good, and it's not easy to write one of these.
Okay, but what does Emma say? Does Emma say it's a good book? Because I know that you are just super overly critical of yourself.
That is probably true, but Emma's biased, right? Like
she would tell you if it wasn't working plot wise.
That's true. But yeah, I don't know. I wonder if maybe I'm just being overly critical of myself.
Yes.
That might be it.
Probably.
There's no wondering. You are being overly critical of yourself.
I'm a chronic overthinker, so this is
Yes.
this is a problem. But I also want to be realistic, right? I don't want to be like having hot air up my ass or anything like that.
You
I
don't
wanna
have
Well,
to
you should love
you
your
don't have to-
book.
yeah, you don't have to think that you're the best thing since sliced bread, but like if you don't love your book, how are you going to be able to power through all the times where like I love my book and there were times where I'm sitting and I'm like, this is garbage. But the fact that I loved the story that I was trying to tell helped me get through those hard times. And then on top of that, if you don't love and are like obsessed with your own book, how are you going to be able to effectively market it? Like, be excited about
No,
it.
readers are
Yeah.
going to be like, oh, you think it's okay? Then why did you
Exactly.
publish it? So you have to at least enjoy it. It's not going to be perfect. There's no such thing as perfect art. People are going to hate it. There are people that, I love the Emily Wilde series and people think it's stupid. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
But it's Heather Fawcett being like, it's meh. No, you can tell it. She loves it. The readers, there's right to market and there's right to sell. And then, complete another passion product where you have like 7 genres in a book and it's like, that's what it is. I want that. I'm not trying to get any type of money or anything like that. I'm just telling the story. But no matter what you're trying to write in those 3 types of writing, people are going to tell if you are enjoying the story. Because there are writers that are like, I'm doing this to make money, but I hate this genre. And what happens? Eventually, they're going to write books or multiple books, and people will catch on, and they're not going to make it. I've seen it. Where it's especially in lit RPG, it's hot right now. Hot. You can make 7 figures. But you're writing to sell.
Yeah.
At this point, which is very unfortunate. It started to, having a fun time. And now so many have jumped into lit RPG because that's where the money is. And now lit RPG readers are upset. They're getting upset.
Because
and they can tell.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're having a fun time, but you're also writing to market, which is what are the rules and expectations and the tropes. That doesn't mean that you have to do every single thing exactly the same as other writers, but it's what makes this lit RPG. If it's not these certain things, then it's technically not lit RPG. Like there are 5 mystery beats you need to hit, or else it's not technically a mystery. That's writing to market. But now you have a lot of people just flooding lit RPG because you can make 7 figures. Absolutely. But people are noticing what's going on.
Yeah, it's the genuine, it's being genuine about it, right? The people that are flooding, and this is with either writing or YouTube and stuff, you can tell when the author or the creator isn't being genuine and they're just going through, or even just life in general, relationships. You can tell when people aren't being genuine and they're just going through the motions and they're not actually into it. You aren't going to have as good of a time. One of the reasons why I enjoyed coming to your streams to begin with, Andy, is your personality and your genuine vibe. And that's what's drawn me to every single one of these, all of you author tubers that I've connected with, is you guys all have your genuine vibe and what like works for you, and you can pick up on that. But the ones that are faking it till they make it, it's like, okay, I'll go over here.
Yeah.
So
you get that.
And you might be writing to market, but maybe you're adding, I don't know, I haven't read your stuff. Maybe you're adding too much emphasis on what others are doing. Whereas, okay, maybe you cut out some tropes that you know or you think are popular right now for thriller because it doesn't work for you personally, but you still have what is a thriller, then that is the thriller genre, type of thing. So like what I do for urban fantasy mystery. I have the expectations and the beats for mystery and for urban fantasy, but it's a whole different thing because my vampire puts on sunscreen and wham bam, thank you, ma'am. Do people, or there's some people that are like, that's not a vampire. I don't care. Vampires aren't real.
Vampires are what I say they are.
They are.
It's fiction, right? Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Oh, that actually brings up a very good point. I'm writing this thing, and I'm like at the stage where I need to research some dodgy stuff, and
Always fun.
I'm really trying not to, so I don't know what to do about that.
Well, what's the question?
It's like, how do you guys research stuff that may be dodgy without
I asked my
worrying
husband
about
first.
Without worrying about like my FBI agent looking at me?
exactly or
Well,
worse?
I mean, I'm not worried about my FBI agent because he's already listened to me and like I'm regularly like, this is just a hypothetical situation. Don't worry about it.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I mean, you have to.
You think I'm joking, but there have been conversations with Mr. Eloise that I'm just like, this is just hypothetical.
You have to say like very specific stuff to be on, or even considered to be on a list. So it's fine, but I'll ask specific stuff to my husband.
I think our
he's
husband
like, look it up. Yeah, I'll look it up. I don't care.
If I don't want to get targeted ads about it, I will go on incognito mode on Google.
Oh yeah, just do a VPN, Andy. You'll be fine.
Yeah, like, are we talking like black market stuff, or are we talking like spicy stuff?
Oh, I'm not worried about spicy stuff. Spicy stuff, like everyone buys stuff. We know that. Well, not everyone. I don't. Just making it clear.
No, I mean like you Googling things. I learned about a word today that I did not want to look up, so I made the person tell me what it was. I don't know. Just do incognito. Unless you're talking about like black market, you're like, what's the going rate for a kilo of some nose sugar stuff to keep it in
Okay, so
you could just go into a city and ask. No, don't do that. You're too nice, Andy. That's not going to be good.
Actually,
oh my God.
Well, if you could also learn a lot of stuff from Soft White Underbelly, by the way, and then like that's a YouTube channel, but Mark interviews a lot of sketchy people.
Just go look on Reddit. Reddit always
Reddit
knows
everything. Reddit knows everything.
So you have to check because there's a lot of stuff on Reddit that's not accurate.
Yeah. You have to double check.
But then like if I'm for some reason need to know about firearms, husband, military.
Yeah.
Marine, Army, not a problem. And then like a lot of that stuff when I did how to write about firearms and weapons, a lot of that was from him. And I actually didn't get any crap for that. I'm like, I'm waiting.
That's because I don't know about Canada. We're in the United States. They don't care. Same, my husband, if I had any questions about firearms or military stuff, I'd just say, hey, this.
Or like weapons. My husband knows a lot about swords.
I feel like our husbands are very similar.
Yeah. Well, yeah. he gets so annoyed when people are like, "Oh, katanas are like the best," and he's like, "No, they're not." Do you get? And then he goes on a rant, and I'm like, "I've heard this 15 times, thank you, but I know about it because I've heard the rants." Katanas now, like when you're doing Damascus steel, we're getting very specific. Now we're talking about Damascus steel katanas now. They're strong, but when you're talking about like any other time before they had Damascus steel or any type of other metal, the samurais are trained in a very specific way to clean it, to handle it, to use it because it will break. And so when you have like when he sees The Walking Dead, you know, about with Michonne and her katana. He's like, unless it's Damascus steel, it's not good. It's not a good weapon. I'm sorry. And then that's where he's like, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go in another room. So I'd rather have that. Whereas, for some reason I have a katana in my book. I don't. But I'm seeing different things on like Reddit, but it's not true. It's an opinion. Unless it's a Damascus steel katana, it's going to break if you don't follow samurai rules, regulations, blah blah blah.
Yep, the proper handling. I mean, it's the same as like an AR-15 and an AK-47. Like, they handle differently. I won't go into
and also
details
like what is yeah, like what is an automatic and a semi-automatic? You know how many people get that wrong?
Yeah.
Not even in books.
Basic thing that you should Google.
Yeah.
And you're not going to be put on a list, or maybe while in Canada,
not
use a VPN.
Put
a VPN on. NordVPN. You can get a discount from all these YouTubers. You'll save money, Andy. You will.
It's true, but I mean that is called the reader expectation. They do expect you to get some of these details right. You know what I mean? And you can't really.
Yeah.
You know, you can't say, "Oh yeah, the submarine that was located in the desert." Yeah. You know. I know it's an extreme example, but basically they do expect some kind of reasonable.
Well, if you're writing like military war fiction, you better get it right, or else you're gonna get slammed.
Exactly. It has to be kind of. So I'm kind of on the border of that. I don't really know. I shall.
Well,
yeah.
It's hard, especially for you, Andy, if you're writing like a present day thriller. Getting really accurate information is going to be difficult, if not impossible, about like specific military stuff. My father was a submariner for 20 years and knows all the things about nukes, nuclear submarines, and even today, and his information that he knows is super outdated. But even now, if I'm like, hey, how deep does a submarine go? He'll say like, well, they can go at least 60 feet deep. He doesn't give you useful information at all because it's like classified. Or he'd respond to me as a kid, like, if I told you I'd have to kill you. And it's like, Dad, you're so funny. But he was like super serious. So
I do
definitely.
Yeah, exactly. That's something you can't tell, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that is interesting to know. I think I'm going to take Thomas's advice, which is, so he says here, I write fantasy. People tell me that is wrong, but it is fiction. I don't know what to say. But I think this is the tip of the day. Tip of the day from Thomas, aka the right mindset. Start every search off like this. I am a writer researching. And then type in the whatever you want to find out. I think that's what I'm probably going to do. I feel like that's the way to go. We got a few minutes left. Shall we do some outros before we close off? I know we'll close off a few minutes early, but that's okay. Sure. Eloise, would you like to go first?
No.
No choice. You're first.
Thanks for having me, Andy. I'm Eloise Barr, author of historical fantasy book Maiden of Artemis, available everywhere. I don't think there's anything else exciting about me. I'm glad to have spent the last couple hours hanging out with you guys.
Oh, thank you. Cool. And hold on, let me just get this on StreamYard. I'm clicking buttons and everything. Nicole, would you like to do your outro?
Oh, yes. Thank you for having me and our random chit chats, fueled by coffee and something. I'm sure. Actually, we don't know what happened here, but it's fantastic. We love to see it. Thank you for having me once again. And yeah, you can find me under You can find me under Nicole Pierman or Nicole Brona. That was the that's not me drinking. That's just my speech impediment. Sorry.
Cool. Excellent, excellent. And also, I believe the links to Eloise and Nicole's channels will be in the description. So make sure you pop by and say hi and all that good stuff. Make sure you subscribe. I'm just gonna change. I believe I changed it. I thought I did.
Make
Hold
sure
on.
you subscribe to Andy's channel.
Yes, and this is my. This is apparently my channel.
Subscribe to all. Yes.
Um,
Well, if you're here and you haven't subscribed, interesting choice. You should
exactly. If you are here and you're not
because he's
subscribed,
he's
yeah.
putting on the stream. Suspish, y'all.
Exactly.
Suspish.
So it should be you should be subscribed if you're not, but yeah, hit that like button if you are subscribed anyway. Cool. There's been chats about dogs and cats, but let's close off today. Thank you, Eloise. Thank you, Nicole, for being here today. Learned a lot from you guys as always. I'm gonna start my searches all the time from now on. I am a writer researcher.
Brilliant. Thank you,
So
Thomas.
thank you, Thomas. Okay. I shall see everyone next week. Well, no, tomorrow actually, because I'm going to be streaming tomorrow. So hopefully I'll see some of you then. Until tomorrow, have a good day, everyone. Take care. Bye.